Hi, I'm Juliano, the Raw Chef. Forget everything you know about cooking because we are going to teach you how to do it without a stove or a microwave or any type of fire. You won't burn yourself in my kitchen. I'll teach you how to make pizza, pasta, sushi, burritos, cheeseburgers, and french fries out of simple, organic, vegan, and raw produce. So get ready to get raw. Hi guys, welcome to Raw 101 on meat and potatoes. It's a great dish. It surprises your vegan friends because not only is this vegan, it's raw and you're serving meat and potatoes. So it's really cool when you see their faces. Get a picture. This is almonds, walnuts, and sunflower seeds. They're soaked, so we activate our nuts to help the enzyme inhibitors. We're going to put them through the Green Star juicer, but first we're going to, so we don't have to use two bowls, we're going to throw the portobello mushrooms in here that we chopped and marinate them, and then we'll just put the mulch from this directly in here, and we save ourselves washing a bowl, which is always nice. So a little soy sauce in here. It's a wheat-free tamari, really nice. Great olive oil, it's made by us. So here we go, boom. Maybe a little more olive oil. You can never have too much olive oil, let's be real. Moisturize your hair, skin, blood, bone, and nails. It's great for you in every way. Okay. Your joints, your neuron pathways, everything you need, olive oil does for you, basically, in food. The other stuff, I don't know. Okay, so as you can see, our mushrooms in like, what, 3 seconds took on a sauteed kind of texture to them, okay? And that's gonna really go far with our meat. That's really gonna make our meat taste extra meaty. Nuts on their own wouldn't work, but nuts and mushrooms together are a beautiful combination for this. Okay, we're going to switch our juicer on. So I'm going to grab a little bit of this. Push this through really quick. Just a little, don't fill this too much because if you do, it'll be really tough. And I kind of like to put a shoulder in there, you know, when I do this. This is kind of my like juicer move, you know? Like, let's see. So boom. You can see a lot of nice, like a doughy, dry, homogenized kind of stuff kind of come out of here, and that's great. That's what we use. That bound with the mushrooms and the spices, wonderful combination. Like, just great. Like I said, it's a little tough. Don't fill it too far, it'll be even tougher. This is a great juicer, by the way. It does juice, definitely, but when you make meat, fish, bread, it just leaves it so like broken up that you can't believe how wonderful it is. You know, the texture is just incredible. You can't get this texture anywhere else. You know, it's like a really homogenized kind of fleshy texture, which is what we're going for. We are making meat and potatoes. Okay, so I'm gonna add some parsley, onions, bell pepper. Put all these dishes to the side. Remember, always be organized as you're chefing because if you aren't, you're gonna have a really messy kitchen. Okay, garlic. Rosemary is essential to great meat because it's a meaty herb. It really exemplifies meat. And I have some jalapeno here. I might not put it all because, whoops, well, I wasn't gonna really put it all because it is a little spicy and you don't want your meat spicy. You want it just perfect, you know, and meat isn't spicy. It's not Mexican or Thai food, which is supposed to be spicy. That was cumin, by the way. And this is a Hawaiian Celtic sea salt, really nice. So I'll put a little bit of this. I'm not gonna put too much salt because you gotta be careful with this. First of all, it's very concentrated salt. Second of all, the soy sauce was already in there, so we don't want it too salty. So we're just gonna give this a little mix up. You can see how pretty this looks already. It's great stuff. This little mix. If you want to use your hands, you can. Kind of prefer the spoon thing though. It's a good mixer, or a fork. And then you kind of just turn this around a little. So after you're done mixing, you'll get a kind of texture that looks like this right here. It's a really just meaty, wonderful kind of mash kind of stuff, but it's really great. And if you taste this right now and it tastes great, then you know your meat, when it's done dehydrating, will be great as well. For those of you that aren't familiar, this is a dehydrator. It's a wonderful machine. It's like the Raw Man's microwave. This is a Teflex sheet which comes with it. We don't need the Teflex this time. We do need this sheet. You know, we need that guy. So all we do here is we just make some little kind of patties on this. Boom. A couple more of these. Let's make like 3, I guess, or 4 or something. And if you want to make them a little thinner, because then they dehydrate faster and you can just eat quicker. So it's really a good combination. All right, and this goes in the dehydrator right away. And for about 4 hours, maybe 4 hours, and you will have luscious meat. Okay, everybody, now that we got our dehydrating out of the way, our meat is in the dehydrator going, we can relax a little, but just a little bit, because cheesecake also has a time constraint upon it, which is freezing time. So you need like 2 hours for the cheesecake to really set and freeze, maybe even 4 sometimes, depending on your freezer temperature. So we got to get right on our cheesecake, and then we can chill a little bit. So first thing I'm going to do to make cheesecake is I'm going to make nut milk. So you're actually going to learn how to make nut milk and cheesecake. Here we go. It is 1.5 cups, 2 cups probably. 2 cups of cashews, let's say. 2 cups of cashews. Vanilla bean for sure. Love vanilla bean. Okay. Vanilla bean. Boom. We're going to throw some honey in there for sure. Honey is great for you. A lot of people who are vegan don't eat honey, but there's no reason to. It's not a bee product. It's a flower product. It comes out of every flower you've ever seen. It's called sap. It's like, whoa. It's like the more the better. It is gold. It works perfect as shampoo, and then lemon juice and warm water as conditioner. I swear to God, that's what you can totally use. I know plenty of girls who do, and they're happy. If you have any acne or something, you put honey on, it totally takes it away. Honey is one of the highest vibrational foods on the planet, and so is bee pollen. Bee pollen is another of the highest vibrational foods on the planet. Honey and bee pollen really, you know, there's nothing better except for air and sunlight than honey and bee pollen. Obviously, you'll find people on the web who say I'm wrong, but I won't believe them. I represent nature directly, okay? I have contracts. So here we go. So we actually already put our honey, but we're going to put a little cinnamon. Boom, cinnamon. This is actually cinnamon nutmeg mix, so it's really nice. There's a little Hawaiian salt. There we go, just a tiny bit, maybe a little more. You know, salt is great in desserts, and sugar, honey, is great in savory food. That's how chefs get the real, you know, amazing like tastes out of food is sugar and savory, salt and sweet. We got some filtered water here. So to get a good milk, first you must make a good cream, okay? That's what like the basis of everything is in raw food is cream, because cream turns into cheese, turns into milk, turns into sauce, dressing. So, you know, you're never going to give up cooked food because cheese is too good. I agree. But now there's a different alternative than cheese that is made from nuts and seeds, and it is amazing. You know, it's like better than, you know, it's like liquid brie all day long. You know, it's pretty just crazy how good it is. Okay, so that's probably enough water. We just want to put very little water at first, because if we don't, we will it'll be too runny, and then the cheese won't thicken up. It'll just be lumpy, too lumpy. So, I mean, the milk won't thicken up. It'll be too lumpy. So we're making first a cream, then we're going to turn it into a milk. Okay, here we go. Start on low. And now that we have a really nice, beautiful, that's the way you have to open a Vitamix, cream going, just made from nuts and I think that's it. No seeds even. But you can make this out of seeds too, as I said. So you have this beautiful cream. It's sweet. It's vanilla bean. It's like the best thing you can eat on the planet for you, yet it tastes a lot like just poisonous cream, you know, that's really bad for you. So imagine you can just have like, you know, pancakes and go, I'll take 2 extra scoops of cream, you know, and you're doing good for your body. I mean, that's kind of cool. All right, and the planet. So here we go. So now that you have this great cream, we're going to turn the blender back on. Always put a lid on it because it will explode. I'm sure you've seen that and somewhere it happened to me. Okay, and now we're going to add, and we can do it right through. The Vitamix is so cool. They're so smart. They made a blender which has a hole in the middle so you can pour stuff in there. It's like, there you go. And you can just turn this thick cream now into a beautiful milk. There we go. And remember, if you want to be extra extravagant, you can use a baby coconut to do this job. So I think we're going to add, it will take more water because there was a lot of cream in there. So we're going to open a coconut really quick. It's very easy. It just takes a butcher knife. But instead of using like this part of the knife or this part of the knife, you're using the back part of the knife right here, this part right here. Okay? So, and all you do is go like this. You just give it a little hit. Your hands aren't in the way. You know, if you can get that little whip down, it's better. You know? And you just go around a few times. Whoops, I missed that time. There you go. And let's see right here, probably. And then you just go like this. Boom. And you have this beautiful coconut that just opened, you know, really easy. You weren't dangerous or anything. It's pretty safe, you know. And when you get good at it, you can turn it outside and you can just go, shoo, you know, just slice the top right off. It's crazy. Okay, so we're going to make sure there's no, you know, sharp fibers that follow the coconut. Usually they stay attached pretty well. It doesn't look like there is. And we're going to get this going again on low so I can open the lid. And we're going to pour this coconut in there. Just turn up a little bit. Okay, so our milk is done, and I'm sure it's amazing. And this is a nut milk bag. If we were gonna, this milk is probably delicious to drink, it's fine, but it does have the tiniest bit of grit to it. And if you were eating cereal or you were eating in a smoothie, it would be fine, totally. Or in a cheesecake, it's fine, totally. But if you're gonna have a glass of milk or some warm milk or a cappuccino, you know, you definitely don't want grit. You want like, you know, luscious, like kind of fatty kind of milk, you know. So we have a nut milk bag, and this is an amazing little bag, and you just pour your milk in here really quick. Look how easy this is. Oops, pretty easy. And there, now you have super amazing thin milk, like paper thin silk milk, you know. And if you have a little hanger, you can just hang this up like this and it'll just hang for a while. This is our milk. And there's like a little leftover pulp in here. I must have did a really good job because there's not much pulp in there. But anyways, sometimes there's a lot of pulp in there, depending especially on which nut you use. So if there's a lot of pulp in there, please do not throw that away. You save that pulp. You stir in some like blueberries and some cinnamon and you put them in the dehydrator and you have blueberry muffins. We take this pulp and we roll it out, kind of, put honey, lots of honey and lots of cinnamon and some like nut butter, and we roll it up and we make cinnamon rolls, and they're like the best cinnamon roll on the planet. Okay, so we have this delicious milk. Let's, I think, give this a little, whoops, okay, salut. It's perfect, of course, delicious. If you gave that to anybody who loves milk and said, I'll never give up dairy, they would give up dairy. Like, they'd be like, wait, it's sweet, you know, it tastes like sugar, and it's milk. Okay, so now we're gonna take our Blender back on. We're not going to wash it because why should we wash our blender, okay? Because we're just going to make stuff in it. Even if I was going to make, like, say, a garlic dressing or something, I still wouldn't wash my blender. Now, if I was going to go the other way, if I was going savory to sweet, if I had garlic in here and I was going to make cheesecake, obviously wash the blender. But going the other way, it's great. I can just, right now, if I wanted to make a garlic dressing, I would just leave even a little bit of milk in there and everybody would be, oh my God, there's a hint of vanilla in this garlic dressing. They'd be like, whoa. Okay, so we're making lemon cheesecake now. This is our next job we're doing, and this is a great cheesecake, okay? Obviously, cheesecake gets honey, okay? Lots and lots of honey. Honey is great for you, so don't feel bad about scooping it on. And this cheesecake, wow. I know people who've gone on a cheesecake diet with us. That's our weight loss program. It's called the Cheesecake Diet, and you do lose weight on it. And it's amazing. They're all so happy. They go, okay, wait, I get strawberry cheesecake, lemon cheesecake, key lime cheesecake. It's like all day long. Blueberry cheesecake, all day long. And we'll make them whatever flavor they want. Like, come up with any flavor as long as it's raw, organic, and vegan, and we will make it for you, you know, totally. Like just, you know, lemon poppy, crazy ones like tarragon, strawberry. It was really just some outrageous requests we've had. Okay, so we put honey in there. You know what? It is going to take a little more honey. It's about, you know, a cup of honey, cup and a half of honey. Something around there. Boom. About a cup and a half of honey. Okay, so let's just let it go. Perfect. I'd say we're down to about a cup and a half of soaked cashews. We do need a little milk in there to get it to go. So this time, instead of using water to get this to blend, we're going to use, you know, pretty thick, creamy milk to get it to blend. So it's going to even be really cool. This is a lemon cheesecake we're making, so lemon. And this is so cool. This is the deal, guys. So the three first ingredients I put were honey, cashews, and milk. There is one more, coconut butter. Coconut butter is just great stuff. It's like this. Saturated fat is great if it's raw, terrible if it's cooked. There's the truth for sure, you guys. Anything cooked sticks to your body. Anything raw is water-based, and it just passes right through. So coconut flesh is wonderful. It's great moisturizer for your skin. If you're laying in the sun, it's great. Just tons of uses. And it's great in food. It makes it totally like rich. Okay, so we're ready to go. We're ready to blend. But before I blend, I'm going to want to pour this out somewhere, so I need to make a crust. That's where this bowl comes in. It's a beautiful crystal bowl. I'm going to make a pie crust right in this bowl and then form it in this bowl and then serve it in this bowl. Isn't that great? I'm not doing anything outside of this bowl. All right, here we go. So honey. There's always the same things in every dessert. Sometimes they get more, sometimes they get less. But it's always really the same things. It's honey, salt, vanilla, cinnamon, and nutmeg. Honey, salt, vanilla, cinnamon, and nutmeg. Honey, salt. You know, every time it just happens constantly. And it's why? Because it's great. Like you can put way more, way less, always changes. You could add chocolate, you could add mint, you could add ginger. There's really no rules, so just break them all, you know. Okay, vanilla, boom, maybe a little more. I like a great, by the way, this was like 3 cups of chopped Brazil nuts in the food processor that we started with. I think I'm gonna give a little splash of bee pollen in here, just because I like to hide bee pollen wherever I can in people's food, because it just makes you like amazing and feel great, you know, so all the time. And salt, last but not least, no salt. Okay, so I can stir this right in here, and this is great. I'm just gonna make, you know, crust right here. It's like not even mess around with changing anything. So this is like the best pie crust ever. You can put fresh cut fruit, dried fruit. You can put other flavors. Like I said, you could put ginger, you could put mint, you could put both. You could put chocolate. You could put some Patron, you know. You could put whatever you want in here. Boom, I have my crust. Really? Okay, so here we go. We're gonna run this up, give it some high power. Now I'm gonna turn this way down a little, right? And I should turn it off right now, but I'm not gonna turn it off right now because I'm just gonna drop a few raspberries in there to give it a swirl in the very end. Okay, and then turn it off. So it's still gonna be yellow, but it's gonna have pieces of real raspberry in there, so it's gonna be great. So now I'm just gonna pour this in here. Yeah, all right. And I think I put a little too much milk in there, but it's okay because it's gonna be wonderful, I'm sure. But I did put a little tiny bit too much milk because it should have been a little thicker, but it's totally fine. And then we're gonna sit this in the freezer for about, this one probably 4 hours. You know, sometimes when they're thicker you can get away with 2, but this one for sure 4 hours. All right, moving right along to our next project, we're gonna leave some lemon in there because it always tastes good to have a little residue of the last recipe in there, as long as, remember, not going the other way. And we're going to make our chocolate milkshake, the famous chocolate milkshake, okay? So everybody wants this recipe and they keep bothering me for it, and I'm like, okay, fine. I'm gonna put it in a DVD, I swear, because no one gets it, because before you make chocolate milkshake, you have to make chocolate. And they're like, but here's chocolate right here. And that's right, this is chocolate. This is amazing raw cacao. So most cacao is processed with heat, sugar, and milk. This cacao is processed with none of that. It is just picked and ground. That is it. So when you pick chocolate and you just grind it up, remember, it's a fruit, it's a bean. So it becomes good for you. So all you girls out there and guys, chocolate's good for you if it's not processed with heat, sugar, and milk. And ours is not. So munch out, you know, as much as you want. You don't have to wait for that once a month thing. You can do it every day now. Not the once a month thing every day. I mean chocolate every day. Okay, just to make sure, because we don't want that every day. Well, it's bad enough out there as it is. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna put some chocolate in here. Definitely kind of a lot. I'd say 2 cups for sure. You know, this is right around 2 cups. I think it is 2 cups for sure now. Okay, 2 cups of chocolate. Wipe down the blender. Remember, you have to keep wiping down every time you create an accident, because if you don't, someone's going to walk in your kitchen and they're going to run away. You know, they're like, ah! So you have to, you know, as you go, just kind of like, you know, bing, 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 a little bit, you know. So this is a chef's rag, guys. This is a great thing because do you see how dirty and gross this is? It's pretty bad, right? Watch this. Wow, look at, amazing. That's a magic trick. So you can get 16 uses out of this thing, very environmental, and then wash it. And if you don't get white, it'll be different colors. You know, as a restaurant, we need white, health code or something like that. But you can get different colors like that you don't need to bleach all the time. So it's kind of cool to have that. And paper towel on the floor, chef's rag on the counter. No paper towel on the counters, it's just wasteful. Okay, here we go. So we have our chocolate in here. We're going to put some more coconut butter, okay? About, I think, pretty much 1.5 cups. So we're gonna put it all, so 1.5 cups for sure, approaching 2 cups. All right. So cinnamon, again, you know, it's always the usual suspects here, okay, guys? You know, it's like cinnamon, salt, vanilla. Cinnamon, salt, vanilla, coconut. You know, blah, blah, blah. We're gonna put some vanilla in there. I'm very liberal with my vanilla, by the way. I like vanilla. And we're gonna put some bee pollen, hide some bee pollen for sure. Hide a little bit of that in there, boom. Okay. And that's not gonna affect the taste, or make it taste better actually. That's what it's really gonna do. That's gonna just make everybody go, what's going on? I feel so good, wow. I feel like I was tired, now I'm not. Okay, and I think we put honey first, didn't we? I think we did. Yes, we did. I'm sure we did. Believe me, we'll be able to tell. Actually, I don't think we did. Okay, so honey. Even if we didn't, it doesn't matter, because then you just use less honey in your chocolate milkshake if you make your milk or your chocolate mix too sweet. So you can always kind of just like work around everything. Okay, here we go. We're going to blend this up now. It's going to be pretty thick, but it's okay because we're going to add some milk when it needs it. Okay, so as you can see now, we made this beautiful, rich, thick, like chocolate custard kind of thing. You could pour this in that crust, remember, that we had, and you could make chocolate cheesecake out of this. But instead what we're doing, we're just going to save this as chocolate sauce in the fridge, so we can just probably eat it with a spoon in front of a movie. But what we're supposed to do is put on top of like ice cream and cheesecake and stuff. We'll put it in this one. And now I'm going to leave enough in there to make the chocolate milkshakes. Here we go. So we're just going to take our blender, kind of close it off. We're going to turn it on slow. And then as it's going, now we're going to thin that out with milk. And I'm so glad you watched this, because imagine having to explain this without visuals. It would be so... This is not radio, this is TV. Okay, here we go. We're just going to blend this. Okay. And now we're going to take some, okay, here we go. So our chocolate milkshake is going perfect, but I think I forgot to put ice in there. So no problem. We'll take this off. We'll throw some ice in there. Now is when things get good. If you must put ice in your smoothies. You must. If you don't put ice in your smoothies, they're going to taste like pudding, like thin pudding. So you must have ice in your smoothies, please. Smoothies are very easy, you guys. It's fruit or, you know, what we did. Fruit or what we did, ice, honey, and, you know, that's about it. Nut milk, sorry, nut milk. Those four things, okay? That is it. Nut milk, ice, honey, and chocolate or fruit. Okay, here we go. Don't blend too long because you don't want it to start warming up. A Vitamix is so strong that it will actually start, you know, warming things up. Okay, and boom. Ooh, saw a little ice cube there. Perfect chocolate milkshake. Let me give this a taste. I need one. That is perfect, amazing, wonderful. Oh, and I even forgot something else. Take it, it's extra cream. Hold on a second. Fresh frozen sapote or pear, whatever you want to call it. Hope you got to see that before it went inside. Okay. That gives it like some extra cream. You can use pear at home, but what I really recommend using is avocado. Frozen avocado, if you can't find sapote. Frozen avocado is great. That was frozen sapote, so all we did was de-seed it, put it in a Ziploc bag, cut it up, put it in a Ziploc bag, and just, you know, let it freeze, and boom, we have sapote. You know, you should be doing that with all of your fruits. You should really go to your farmer's market or Whole Foods or Fresh and Easy or wherever, and buy your fresh fruits of the month. Like say you have persimmons, right? This month because it's Christmas. Next month you buy pomegranates. The next month will be something else out. And you eat so much of that fruit that you're like bored of that fruit. And that's a good thing because that fruit's not coming back for a year, okay? So eat as much as you can, freeze as much as you can, buy as much as you can. And then you know, you'll have, imagine having this here. You buy too many cherries in summer, you take out the seeds, you put them in the freezer, right? And then in January, you have a real cherry smoothie. A real cherry smoothie. An organic, vegan, real cherry smoothie. Imagine how good that is. Okay, here. So our sapote goes in here. Okay. Boom. Just needed a tiny bit of blending because it's been sitting out, so I'm sure it's warm. And now our smoothie is even, our chocolate milkshake, sorry, is even better. It's amazing now. It looks the same, I'm sure, but it tastes probably just a little more creamy, okay? And that's our chocolate milkshake, our dessert section. Remember, dessert first. The only reason we made the meatloaf first was because it has to dehydrate. We are definitely not eating that first. For proper food combining, The only rule is dessert first and then wait 15 minutes, then you can eat your food. But if you eat your dinner, you have to wait 2 hours because your food needs time to digest before you put sugars on top. We're gonna come back and make the potatoes, the gravy, and the barbecue sauce. Welcome back to Raw, the uncooking show. We're gonna, right now, not cook some broccoli, cauliflower, and purple onions. First off, a little lemon juice, boom, starts the marinating process. We actually are gonna cook this, but it's gonna chemically cook, and our chemicals are lemon juice, olive oil, and salt, Celtic sea salt, to be exact. Okay, a little oil in there. Olive oil is great, but you can use hemp, flax, any oil is fine to use, really. Of course, high quality, good, organic, vegan, raw. Just keep saying those words, you'll never fail. Okay, that was about a teaspoon of garlic, about a half a cup of oil tops. The more oil, the better. A little brag, like say, I don't know, we put about, how much brag in here? Maybe 2 teaspoons. There we go. Boom. Okay. And some nutritional yeast. About, I would say that's, no more than a 1/4 cup. Okay, maybe a little more. Half a cup. Give this a great stir. And we have our buttered veggies. So now we place these buttered veggies in the dehydrator for about, must pull some shelves out of here, slip those right in with the other good stuff in there. You can dehydrate sweets and savory food together. Just make sure the savory, I find, are better on the bottom and the sweet on the top. They won't mix flavors no matter, they really don't mix flavors. Okay, next we're going to make our gravy. Gravy is easy, great, amazing dish. It's the best gravy you'll ever taste, and it's so funny because, you keep tasting this raw food and it keeps, blowing away the other, version it's supposed to be copying. It's kind of like we'll serve you the best lasagna you ever had in your life, and there's no noodles and no cheese and no tofu, none of that stuff. Okay, so we're going to use about, let's say, 2 cups of cashews in here. 1.5 cups, okay? 1.5 cups of cashews. A little nutritional yeast, maybe we'll put it all in there. That's about, 1.5 cups as well. Garlic, teaspoon, black pepper, 1/2 teaspoon. Maybe a teaspoon if you want to be daring. I actually like black pepper a lot. Kind of black pepper fiend. I'd say, chopped up and minced, that would be, and why waste the time chopping and mincing if you're going to blend? The Vitamix will take care of everything, seriously. I would say about, 1/2 cup of onions. A little, this is Bragg liquid amino acids. It's really good. It's, they're sold in all the stores. Patricia's my dear friend. She's a great woman. And her Bragg has definitely its place in a few of my recipes, and it makes all the difference in the world. Like where the regular soy sauce just doesn't work, the Bragg is just amazing there. Okay, so we got our Bragg, and we're going to add course, always the half teaspoon salt. The infamous, no chef has ever really touched on that, but it's always a half a teaspoon of salt. You know, it's just, that's the deal. You know, you put more, you know, it's not a good idea. You put less, where's the salt? Okay, so we're gonna blend a little filtered water. We love glass bottled spring water. If no one knows what kind of water to drink out there, this is it. It's glass bottled spring water. It's never been filtered, never been purified, distilled, ozonated, any of that stuff, okay? It's just pure water right out of this ancient well, and it's great. And that's what you're looking for in water. Glass bottled water, you add a little pinch of high-end salt, and that reinvigorates your water. So this is a great tip for you guys out there. This is how your water regains its like electric activity. You know, it's kind of, you know, water's supposed to be traveling through a stream, and you scoop it up from like the rocks at its like most, you know, aggressive point for the most like kind of, you know, prana. And we've stopped doing that. So when water sits a long time, it's not, you know, you can reinvigorate it with a little salt, lemon, you know, a few things like that. Lime is great. Okay, so just put a little, because remember, we have to make a cream. The rule here is cream, cream. Okay, first that, get a great cream, and then you have a beautiful gravy. Then you thin it out. Remember, gravy isn't going to be as thin as milk, but it's definitely not going to be thick like cheese. It's going to be, you know, kind of toward the thinner side, but definitely not milk side. Okay, turn your Vitamix on low. Okay, so you have this really beautiful, nice gravy. And when you taste this gravy, it's rich black pepper flavor. You put it in the dehydrator for a little while on top of the mashed potatoes. It's just wonderful. It goes over the meat, a little on the veggies. The gravy is just almost like good enough to eat as like soup or something. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna put our gravy in our yeast bowl so we don't have to dirty another bowl. You know, you always kind of be as green as possible here. Okay. So there you go. I'm going to put that, talking about as green as possible really quick. The main message of every show, and I really want to share with new viewers, is that the whole point of, you know, really living life is not living in a toxic environment. And if you're spraying all day long around yourself and everything, that is toxic. And just go underneath your sink, in your medicine cabinet, and your laundry room. Get rid of all of those things. Go to Whole Foods, spend like $40, replace them all. And you will be so happy with your life. You will just be like amazed. And you can even go use just like get a spray bottle and like fill it up with like water and then put a couple drops of tea tree oil or lavender oil, or you know, you could put some cheap vodka. You could spray that around the house. But cheap vodka is a great sanitizer. I'm not even kidding you guys. People think I'm strange, like cheap vodka and water, and I go, well, you spray deadly poison. I mean, you know, I'm spraying cheap vodka as a sanitizer. I think it's a much better idea. Okay, so now we're going to keep half the gravy in the Vitamix, and we're going to add about, what is that, half a cup of mesquite. Mesquite is the Indian pea pod. It's really good. We sell it at planetraw.com if you can't find it. But it's just a great superfood. It gives you energy, it has lots of protein, calcium, you know, builds protein in your body. So we love mesquite. Just a little garlic in this, about a tablespoon tops. It's a good amount too. Black pepper, actually, again. This is a similar recipe, you can see, but what makes this different is instead of brag, we add tamari. And there's some other differences here too that we're doing. We're putting in a bunch of parsley, like a cup basically. Definitely some heirloom sun-dried tomatoes, and I'm talking quite a lot. There's like, you know, probably a cup and a half, 2 cups of heirloom tomatoes I just put in there. All right, let's see how this is going. This is going to be blended with, I think, some cashews. Maybe just a little bit of cashew here. probably half a cup, and a little piece of hot pepper. And don't forget two last things. Little piece of hot pepper, because it's already going to be spicy from the mesquite. Rosemary and oregano. Just drop that oregano right in. Okay, I think that's it. A little olive oil. Really quick, can't hurt with that. And we'll go from there. Now we'll blend this up. And now you'll see the most amazing real barbecue. Mesquite has a real barbecue. It's like, think about this, you guys. It's real mesquite. They picked it, they put it in the sun, they brought it to the store, and you bought it. You know, it never went through a factory. That's what's important here, okay? So. Okay, who can tell me what I didn't do? I didn't turn my blender to low before I started it. That's always a good idea to do, just in case. So here's our beautiful, dark brown, luscious barbecue sauce. You can see this, it's gorgeous. And I'm sure it tastes, even, you know, you gotta take a little taste. It's like, I mean, it's very barbecuey and perfect. You know, it's just amazing. I can't wait till you make this. You're gonna love this one. Moving right along, we'll go to our mashed potatoes. Maybe we'll put this back on the base. Always keep a clean kitchen. Remember, if you don't, what's going to happen? Chaos. Okay, here we go. See, perfect. Okay, so next thing we do is we are going to make our mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes are a great recipe because it is easy. It is easy recipe to do. Okay, we're going to just blend about, what is that, 2 cups of macadamias. We're going to give them a really good okay. We're going to keep those blending for a little while. It's a good idea they just get really kind of buttery. You can see it happen right before your eyes. Boom. We have whipping cream, like, you know, just lard kind of stuff made from nuts that are really good for you. You know, they just found how good Brazil nuts are. Imagine these, you know. These are just like a new nut undiscovered. Okay, so that's long enough. Now we put this in a bowl. I'll just take off the blade really quick. Kind of always be safe with that blade. Remember, whenever you pick up a knife, you can rush through the kitchen, but when you pick up a knife, you slow down and you have a little respect. And you get the really buttery part out. Look at this. You see this? How buttery and kind of like amazing? You know, just like, you know how terrible this is for you if this was real? I mean, do you understand what this would do to you? This would be a year in the gym. No. All the benefits, better taste, and no penalty. And that's how life should be. Okay, here we go. Now this goes back on the food processor because this must be done separately. Okay. And I'm going to grab a bowl right here of cauliflower already being chopped open. And I'm going to put this right here like this. And kind of, really, cauliflower is very easy. You can just kind of get in there and really chop it very easy off the stem so you don't have to like pick for a long time. And then you start chopping the stem. And then you start chopping the cauliflower. Not the stem, sorry about that. Then you start chopping the cauliflower up. And this is all you really need to do. You don't need it very small because you just wanted it small enough so the food processor could just whiz right through it quickly. And again, that's equal amount of the macadamia nuts, probably 2 cups or even maybe 2.5 cups. But that's what I put of the macadamia too, is quite maybe a little bit more. All right, we'll get this processing. So now you can see what we have here. We have a really nicely, really beautifully ground, just powdery, puffy cauliflower. And this cauliflower, which is amazing enough, is just, you know, just, even though it looks just like really nice, you know, cheese or something, it's very, you know, wet and vegetable-y, and it's, you know, to tell you the truth, I mean, it's not that great. So, it really isn't. But what would make this not wet and vegetable-y? Boom, all that macadamia nut. And the macadamia nut is so rich and heavy that you don't want to eat that. And the cauliflower is so kind of light and, you know, whatever, you don't want to eat that. So together, they're perfect. Isn't that amazing? What a good relationship. So here we go. So this is our mashed potatoes. These will be light and fluffy, but yet, you know, fatty and rich. And the cauliflower is amazing. It gives a wonderful, like, potato hit, you know, to it. So it's like you even eat them and you go, wow, these are potatoes. And you're like, no, we don't do potatoes. We don't do starch. Okay, so here we go. This needs a little salt. You know, I love how much salt we use. It's just great. A little pepper. And this is an easy recipe right here. You really don't want to put garlic here because you have garlic everywhere else. So you might as well leave one dish without garlic and leave it really mellow. Salt and pepper. Isn't that great? Just like regular, real potatoes, you know? Let's roll the sleeves up and get busy here. Switch hands. Always use your left hand too. Don't just use your right hand. Most of us will die, not because of old age or anything. You know what will kill us? Our left side decrepitated, or your right side for some people. Your one of your sides that you never use just like diminishing into like nothingness and pulling the other side with it. You know, so please practice, especially easy jobs like brushing your teeth and your hair or something, and stirring with the left hand as well, or the other. Okay, so we have these beautiful mashed potatoes. Let me, oh dear, let's clean off the side of the bowl. Okay, so we have these beautiful, fluffy, nice, light mashed potatoes as well, and we will now put our whole plate together, and it's going to be a pretty fun experience because we have everything. Okay, so it's been a few hours now, and I'm sure everything's been dehydrated, and we are going to go check our Faithful Excalibur amazing dehydrator. Remember, when you dehydrate things, you can dehydrate right on a plate because it's not hot enough to burn anything or crack the plate or anything. This is actually, like, sorry about the analogy, but you could put a kitty in this for 2 weeks, and as long as it had water and food, it would be fine. This cannot, you know, as long as it's at 120 or below, it cannot burn you, and it is, you know, just a really great little tool for raw foods. Okay, here's our patties and our buttered veggies, and I did, of course, take the time to straighten those up a little during the break. Okay, and this is the funnest part, in my opinion, plating the food, because there's like, just, you know, it's you know, you worked a little, not a lot, you know, more waiting than work. You worked a little, and now you get to have all of your dinner come true. All of your dreams come true. Sorry, dreams, not dinner. Okay, so there's our buttered veggies on the side. We don't want to fill anybody too much up, so we're just going to give, you know, 2 generous portions of meat. Little buttered veggies. Boom, some gravy. This is beautiful gravy. That's plenty. And our barbecue sauce, for sure. Our luscious mesquite Indian traditional barbecue sauce. Our next thing will be our potatoes. These are great. It's just, uh-oh, I'm caught without a utensil. It's close by, I'm sure. Okay, so we'll go with a little potatoes on the side. And we will drizzle some melted butter on top because everybody likes that on their mashed potatoes. They love to get a little drizzled butter. Okay, boom. And we will, of course, top the dish off with some decorative items. I think we had some red bell peppers chopped from earlier. Yes, we did. Here we go. Why let these sit around or go to the trash like some people? These are beautiful little sparkles for the plate, as you can see. They're just really wonderful, just like a little decoration. Then you bring some flowers out from the garden, some edible, beautiful. Obviously, you don't spray your own garden, I'm sure, so you bring out some beautiful flowers. Always turn the flowers the right way, like one side is really bright and the other side is just okay. Might as well have the really bright side up. Boom, okay. A little nasturtium on the side. That's a like spicy pot flower. It's really great. I love it. It's amazing. Maybe top it off with an astramaria right here. It has a little point on it so you can stick it right in there and it stays up, and when you serve the plate, you serve the plate like this so you get the full kind of effect. The astramaria also has, it's a flower that looks like this. I'm sure you've seen it. It goes by the name of tiger lily as well. And the astramaria has these little things on it that like that. So I like using those. And then to bring it all alive, blue, which always brings everything alive because there's so little blue food in the world. But these flowers are something that is amazing for visuals, and they're really great for your body, obviously. So there's our dinner plate, which we're going to have for dessert, because obviously we have dessert first. And let's go get that ready. So here we are. We're finished with our totally raw, amazing meat and potatoes. This is raw, organic, vegan food at its best. Make sure you try it at home. Don't you want to try something new? I mean, why the same old thing again? Are you sure? Okay, so we're going to have our cake first and our chocolate milkshake and our luscious, thick, creamy milk. Yes, it's terrible being raw, so we missed so much. Salad next with a great hemp oil, lemon, and just some Celtic sea salt dressing. Very simple. Then we're going to move on to our meat and potatoes, gravy, barbecue sauce, buttered veggies, and mashed potatoes. And really, we're just going to be pretty blissed out, probably as much as the double rainbow guy, if you know who that is. So, all right, thank you for watching, and tune in next time, and you'll see some more amazing raw creations. Thanks for watching Raw, the Young Cooking Show.